Hello, it's Rufio. I am a streamer for the 100 Devs stream team. 100 Devs is a free online full-stack JavaScript software engineering bootcamp and agency. If you want to learn to code for free, I'll leave the links for that in the description below. In this VOD, we solved a 7Q Codewars problem about DNA. Took us about an hour or so to do that, and then afterwards we talked about how I was going to go to the Commit Your Code conference. The link for that will also be in the description below. I talked about how I was nervous and asked for help making an elevator pitch to tell people about myself when I was at the conference. And then after that, we chatted. I hope you enjoyed this VOD. Hello, it's Rufio. So, I have a quest for today. Hey Vanta, thanks for the sub. Happy to see you here. I want everyone to know that Vanta is probably the reason that we had this stream today, because she texted me last week and was like, when are you streaming next? And I was like, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday. And then Monday/Tuesday rolled around and I was like, I've made a commitment. So, we're here. But my quest today is to have better diction, everyone. I spent so many hours editing my last video to put on YouTube to just cut out all of my pauses and repeated words, which I do a lot. And I mumble, and so we are not mumbling today. We are so clear. We speak clearly. So if you hear me mumbling, be like, Rufio, you're mumbling. Hi, Jojo. Welcome. I'm gonna try it. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Yes. When I was a 13-year-old, I was in a theater class, and my teacher said, "Okay, everyone, we have to speak with diction. Diction is done with the tip of the tongue and the teeth." And I think that one's really fun to say. Not hard to say, but really fun to say for me. Diction is done with the tip of the tongue and the teeth. We're speaking clearly. We're not mumbling. We're not being lazy. We're not. It's my goal. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. How come I can't say it together? Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yeah. We need to practice. All of us. I hope all of you are saying this too and not just me. There's another one. I was in a choir once, also in 7th grade. All these required classes. And they also said, one black beetle bled only black blood, but the other black beetle bled blue. Your favorite is toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. Toy boat, toy... I see. Toy boat, tote. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, boat. Yep, okay. It's fine. How come the ones that I can say, the beetle one and the diction, I can do perfectly, but I can't do the ones that Vantaboard is dropping in chat? Okay, I have a couple other things planned for today, besides speaking clearly, and those are, we're doing more Codewars, because I had some new viewers here last time who found it helpful to see how I was doing the problems, and I'm trying to keep that more in mind this time, and be more straightforward about what I'm doing, and then we never actually pushed it up to GitHub last time, so that would be something else I'd like to do this time. And then tomorrow I'm flying to Dallas, Texas for the Commit Your Code conference. I'm so nervous about it. It is one thing to talk to a camera and then to see you guys talking to me, and it's another to talk to people in person. I want to ask y'all advice, but we're gonna do that after the Codewars, or we can do it before if you guys have a preference. But I was gonna do Codewars, then talk about CYC. You'll be at CYC too, Jojo? Okay, Jojo, we'll meet there, okay? And then be like, Rufio, I'm Jojo, and then say your real name or whatever you want to be referred to. I recognize your username here on the internet, so make sure to tell me your username, and then I'll be like, I talked to you yesterday or the day before. We just talked. We're not even strangers. Oh, and Luo too. Same thing with you, Luo. Be like, I'm Luo Korn. Hi, this is my name, or whatever you want to be referred to. Hi, Rufio. We can hang out and know each other because we've technically talked right now. Just make sure to tell me your username, as previously said. For sure, looking forward to meeting everyone. It's your first conference. You'll be there as well, Jonathan? Same goes for you. Same goes for everyone. Say hi to me. I'll say hi to you. I I'll be so nervous. Maybe we'll be nervous together, or maybe you'll be super confident. But tell me who you are, your username. I'll be milling about with 100 dev crowd. Yep. Hi. I was gonna say, what do you mean by high tall? I am pretty tall, but I don't think you would know that. So I have my cardigan on because I got nerves again before I started this, and my hands got really cold. And now my body's warm and my hands are still freezing. High tall is me, somewhat tall. I still have this music playing. I actually didn't want the music to play. I kind of find the music I put on to be very boring, but that's kind of the point because it's DMC free. It's just chill music anyway. 5'4" gang over here. Nothing wrong with that. I'm 5'10", so I've got 6 inches on you. I think that's 178 centimeters. I'm not sure. You like the music. It's chill. It's relaxing. So you're sad that I turned it off? Okay, should we do this? Do it. Another thing. Do you remember how last time some of y'all tried to redeem the sound alerts and it didn't do the sound? I'm not sure how we set those up. None of them are working. So I've gotten rid of all of them for temporarily. And then if you guys remember what software I used to set those up, I don't know if I did it on stream. Let me know. I forgot. I'll set it up later if we don't remember. But it's not on Twitch itself, apparently. The sounds are. 6 foot over here, the tallest man alive. Yes. Let's do some Codewars. Stream elements? Was it? That would be really helpful, actually. Thank you. We're looking at it. I think I may need to log in though. Was it stream elements? It probably was. Log in. Found it. You don't know. You don't stream. Hope that helps. It helps so much. I'm Katy Perry right now. I'm hot and I'm cold. And I flew to space recently. You know you can choose an AI chatbot to use in the Firefox sidebar? Didn't know that. You like the color of my shirt? Anyone from Brussels here? Thank you. I also liked the color of the shirt. That's why I bought it. They give you a HTTP link that you can embed that gives you transparent overlays. Oh. Okay. I will do it on my own time. We'll have the sounds back next time. Thank you. Thank you so much. I was panicking right before stream and I was like, I don't know where the sounds are. I can't remember how I got them there in the first place. That's apparently how we got them there in the first place. All right, let's do some challenges. Screen. Hello. It's the screen. Let's practice. Whoa. Let's sort it by most completed, and we will also do I've not trained on. And then we struggled pretty hard last time. I struggled pretty hard last time with an 8Q. Should we do an 8Q or should we do something else? If we did do an 8Q, we could also check 7Qs, I guess. Complementary DNA. Cool. Thank you. I'm doing diction today. Deoxyribonucleic acid is a chemical found in the nucleus of cells and carries the instructions for the development and functioning of living organisms. If you want to know more, read the Wikipedia for DNA. I don't. Have we done a DNA one several years ago before? I read that with such ease. I thank you for it. Nar, did you get your postcard? I sent it in the mail last week. In DNA, symbols A and T are complements of each other, as well as C and G. Side note, I hated biology. Your function receives one side of the DNA string, except for Haskell. You need to return the other complementary side. DNA strand is never empty or there's no DNA at all, except for Haskell. What is Haskell? So, what do they want from us? Oh, we need to meet in the middle. You did? Great! I'm so glad. Haskell is a functional programming language. Gotcha. You've seen this problem before, way back in your coding bootcamp days. I swear I have done a DNA problem before, but this particular one I have not done before, and I haven't done anything in several years, so it's probably okay to do. You love biology. It was the only subject you have aces, but don't ask you anything about it now. You don't remember anything. So you don't remember that A and T are complements of each other, as are C and G. I always wanted to be a doctor. And part of my reason of deciding not to be a doctor is because I freaking hated biology. I just hated it. And I hear they do some stuff with that. Okay, unlike last time, I'm going to share the link with y'all. We are going to copy this whole thing. Copy. And then we're going to go over to VS Code that just did an update. Thank you. What was the shortcut to opening and closing this? Okay, let's say new folder, CC 2025 923. Then we are going to make a app.js file, and then we're going to copy everything in here, and then we're going to take everything and we're going to comment it out just so we can have everything. You kind of know, since DNA is kind of like general knowledge. Control plus B. Okay, let's try it. Control B. Ah, yes, thank you. Having your file browser on the right hand side is diabolical. We changed it together a couple years ago on stream, but I like it so much more. I can't remember my reasoning, but I do. So yes, it's been that way for a while, especially since I was far away from coding for a while. All right, so we're gonna try and solve this methodically with the prep method. If you don't know the prep method, or even if you do, prep method is a kind of, it's a problem-solving strategy where you have the 4 letters. You've got P for parameters, R for return, E for examples, P for pseudocode. The parameters, and I should have looked this up from last time when I struggled with defining what parameters were. If I'm wrong, you can tell me. But in my brain, what parameters are is we're just going to go through the problem and make sure we understand it, and we're going to write that down. We're going to say what limitations there are, what it wants, etc. And then we'll go to R return, which we'll write out exactly what it is it wants. We'll do 3 examples, and then we'll pseudocode it, and then we'll code it. You like it since you can see better from your right eye better than your left one. Right, so let's do some, I forgot what it's called. It's parameters. P for parameters. All right, let's make sure we understand this thing. We're gonna do Control B. So okay. Do you remember how I did it so beautifully before? Deoxyribonucleic acid is a chemical found in the nucleus of cells. We don't need this. It doesn't really matter. We don't really care. We also don't care about the Wikipedia. Thank you. So we are going to be getting back. We are going to be getting back a string. That's the thing that's coming in. And also going out. The thing we are getting out will be the opposite or the complement of the string put in, where the letters are the given complements. Complements. I'm not spelling sorry. Complements. Complements. That's gonna bug me if I don't fix it. Yeah, you always put everything to the right since it feels better on your delicate eyes. Oh, your delicate eyes. Just as Suspect says, OMG, I haven't seen you in years. You used to watch my streams while you did homework. My streams were calming, like the Bob Ross, but for CS students. Wow, that makes me feel so nice. Thank you. Hope I'm doing well these days. Thank you for hanging out, Suspect. I have not been streaming for a couple years, except I did last week, and I'm doing it today, and I've decided I will be doing it somewhat regularly. I haven't decided how regularly. Probably not every week. I'm trying to avoid burning myself out. I probably will do it next week though. I thank you Vantabold, for redeeming the Australian accent. You're gonna do something that isn't going to help with your diction and you're not sorry. Alright, that's fine. That's fine, because I like talking like this, and for anyone who hasn't heard me talk like this before, I know it doesn't sound British, and I know it doesn't sound Australian, and I know it sounds like both of them. That's why it's Brit-Australian. So let's check about where we're starting this thing. That started at 5:53 p.m. for me. So we're gonna stop at 6:03. 6:23 p.m. for me, or in a half an hour. That's my real accent. True story. Yes, true story. Secretly from somewhere, you tell me where. Can I say similar Bob Ross quotes while doing Codewars problems to cement the Bob Ross of CS students thing? The problem with that, Anon, is that I've never seen Bob Ross. I know who Bob Ross is and what Bob Ross did. I think he's dead or stopped, but I've never watched him. I'm from Kansas, Japan. Yes. Everyone, hello, I'm Rufio and I'm from Kansas, Japan. He stopped because he died. Did he really? That was a very American accent. Did he really? Rip, sorry. I guess that's why I'm replacing him. Did I convert to Great Britain just now? You tell me. I'm from Cornwall, Kansas, Japan. He passed away. Rip. Everyone say rip to Bob Ross. And then I'll say a Bob Ross quote if you can give me one. So we'll be expecting this accent as CYC. If you ask me to do it, but I don't know if people outside of this community right here, right now, like the stream, will be like, you know, they'll be like, sorry, where you from? Where you from? Sorry. I'll be like, you know, somebody redeemed a redemption that made it so I had to speak this way. All right, I got it. We don't make mistakes. We just make happy accidents. We're going to repeat that today as we're doing this because I think that would actually be pretty helpful given that we're going to make mistakes. Happy little trees. I've heard of the happy little trees. We're going to make happy little code. We're going to make happy little strings of DNA. All right. Beat the devil out of it. Did he really say that? We're going to be getting back a string. That's the thing that's coming in and also going out. I cannot believe I have to do this in this accent. The thing we are getting out will be the complement of the string put in, where the letters are given complements. It might actually be a good thing though, because I have to think so hard about how I'm talking right now that maybe I'm talking with better diction. When shaking the water from the brushes. Beat the devil out of it. You don't know if Bob Ross is British, Australian, New Zealand, Kensonian though. New Zealand, that's a new one. Do I sound like I'm a Kiwi? Right, so I've gotten distracted. Who wouldn't? We're doing the parameters. Let's make sure we understand what's happening. So we're getting some string in and we're getting a string out. Are we ever given not a string? Oops, I'm not even on this anymore because I got distracted. Are we even given a string? Going to say yes. I'm not going to fix it. You can just write yes that way from now on. All right. I'm writing with the accent. Yes. That's what it looks like. I'm green like a kiwi. Yeah, I am green like a kiwi. And my hair's brown. So I am, look, I could be a kiwi. Yes. Everyone can just say that to themselves like, yes. Yes. All right. Are we even given a string? So what I mean by that is, are we ever given an empty string? That's what I was trying to say. Are we ever given an empty? And actually, I was going to say nar. Sorry, Australians. I talked to an Australian and she fucking hated people saying nar. Yes is now yes. 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 Scotty, you redeemed a drink. So here's to you, Scotty. Sorry, I didn't see that till now. Norway, she said that. That sounded a bit. Norway, she said that. That was me trying to be Australian. All right. So I'm saying we're never given an empty string. Our input is a string. Our output is a string. Is there anything else we need to know here? We don't care about Haskell. Fuck off all the way with Haskell. Narwhal, she said. Yeah, I just turned into someone from the south of America. The south. Narwhal, she said. I could do a redemption for a southern accent as well. It would also probably not be particularly accurate. Let's move forward then. I think we have the proper parameters. Does anyone see anything I'm missing in terms of parameters? You thought you was writing Scottish. If I were to try that in a Scottish accent, I'm not sure exactly how I'd do it. I'm not very good at it. No way she said that. That's how I would say it in a Scottish accent. No one's saying anything about further parameters, so we're going to move on. If you have anything else to say about it, please just let me know. Examples. No. Return. The only accent you're good at is Chilean. I hear Chilean like it's propio español. She converted to Scottish Australian, Detroitonian, and New Yorker all in one sentence. Detroitonian? New Yorker? Hey, I'm going to the red on my little thing. Am I talking too loud? Or is the audio sounding all right? Return to me. Return to us. Us collectively. So the return, you're not hearing any peaking? All right, excellent. It is clipping, but not horribly. I could turn it down a little bit. If it does it more, let me know. I've just been talking louder than I normally do, I think. Normally do. Return, what we're going to return, we want to return the complement of the input string. Oh, you know, I've got some further parameters. The input string will be made of exclusively the following letters, which are A, T, C, and G. The complement of A is T. The complement of C is G. Right. You can also put a limiter audio effect on your mic, and that will keep it from clipping. I had to add a lot of effects to my mic to even make myself audible because I talk so fucking quietly. It's a work in progress, maybe. Maybe we'll have to get on a call again. Vanderboard helped me with this several years ago. Maybe we'll have to do it again. Compression for the win. Yes, I'm compressing the hell out of my voice right now. The complement of the input string with the proper complement letters. The examples we're going to do is scared the shit out of me. Right, so we're going to do a console log. Glad to hear it's good for most of us. So we're doing examples as console logs because if we do a console log, it will log it to our console and show us the results. So we'll be actively looking at what our code does. That was hella diction, am I right? Do Brits say hella? Is anyone a Brit here who says hella? Then inside of the console log, we've got to do the function name. And the function name that they do is DNA strand. So we're just going to copy that thing. And we're going to do this and do DNA strand, comma, and then, and I think this is the syntax. And then the answer, wrong, she's wrong. Inside of the parentheses by DNA strand, the function name, we have to put what we're putting in. So this one. And then, comma, what we want to get out. So we're just going to copy that. Make sure it's a string. We're going to copy this 2 more times. And then we're going to do the other one they gave us. Ooh, fuck. Copy. I don't think I copied this. Wait, what is she even doing with her life? Slowly. Make it a happy little console log. Did I do it right? And then someone give me a third one, because I'd have to think of it in my brain, and that seems hard. No, we only say bloody hell, mate. You don't think Brits say hella? That's giving California. Well, I never said I was a true Brit. What would they say instead of hella? It doesn't sound very British, does it? Hella. Hello there. Also, we have to get up and take breaks. You want to know why? Besides the obvious reasons. In July of 2024, I went on a 16-hour flight to Singapore from San Francisco and didn't get up the whole time. And after, my right hip hurt so bad. So bad. And still hurts to this day. Thank you very much. Please get up on your airplane flights. And I say that because it's kind of hurting right now. So I'm going to just put my leg out here to the side and just try and stretch out my hip. Make myself a little smaller here in the frame. Sorry. Bloody hell, mate. Yes, please, seriously, guys. Please get up on your plane flights. Do not fuck up like I did. You have been sitting for so long. All right, everyone get up. Everyone get up. That's it. Well, you won't be able to hear me if I get up. Let's take a literal minute and stretch out our hips because Lark has been sitting for so long and my granny hip hurts. You can see this beautiful break. We probably don't need to do a null step, right? You mean that you think the test cases aren't right, or maybe you read the problem wrong. Well, if that's true, how do we fix them? We're not going to do the empty step, I think. Then after all that, we're going to put Humpty Dumpty back together again and return him to his rightful glory. Right, I think that's it in terms of pseudocode. Does anybody see anything wrong with this process? I'm just going to assume I'm an excellent coder. No one has anything to say about it. Function DNA strand. And then inside of the parentheses, we're going to take in a string. Right, I'm going to put all of this inside of our beautiful... I forgot how to make for loops for... Let's look up the syntax, shall we? Because I forgot. Syntax for loops MDN. Right, so let I equal 0, so starting the index at 0, and we'll go up i's greater less than this number, increment by 1, right? Let's see if we can remember that without copying it. For I equals 0, I is less than or greater than string dot length, so I believe this means that we'll be going to the end of the string, and we increment by 1. For let I, thank you. It wasn't doing the colors, was it? Beautiful. So now we're going to... Right. So we're already grabbing each individual letter, right? So we don't need to do string.split, right? We would just need to do string I, right? To grab what we're looking at. I'm going to go with a yes, dog. You're right. You do need string.split. Are you sure? I really am not... I'm not grabbing each individual thing. You think the length is higher than the index? What do you mean? Right, so not greater, whatever it's called, just like that. Index starts at 0, but we come from 1. I thought, why wouldn't we start at 0 though? Because we're starting at the very beginning of the string, are we not? We count from 1. Every time I think I understand a index, what indices do and are, I get it wrong. Are we sure it's 1? And wouldn't... Okay, there's a way to find out if we're right here. We're going to go to run.js, which just runs our code for us. It starts at 1 in the R programming language. So it's returning the first one. So A, G, A. But you see, we don't need to do string.split. We're fucking right. Right, now that we've got it, we're going to do some conditional. So we're going to say if string I is equal to A, then string I, we're just going to reassign it, I think we can, equals, what was it supposed to be? T? We can do it that way, can we not? You mean that the length and the index are not the same. Like if an array has 5 elements, then the last index is 4 since we start at 0. So you try to access the element in an index that doesn't exist, you get an error. But wouldn't string.length minus 1, is that what we're saying? Else if this works, then we can just do it again and again, I think. It could not work. We're just doing the opposite of this one. String I equals A. Else if string I, this is beautiful code, equals G, string, I equals C. Honestly, you think you're confusing yourself, but maybe I should try my way first since you might be hella wrong. We'll see, I guess. There are no mistakes, just happy, what is the quote? Well, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Happy little accidents. Else if string I equals C, string I is reassigned to be G. Oh, you know what we've got to do? Oh, okay. Now all that has happened. Then we are going to return string. You might have made a happy little accident. That sounds like a child shitting their pants. Respectfully to Bob Ross, who is dead. But doesn't it? Wow, we just made a happy little accident. Would using a loop like that allow it to iterate through the entire length of the string, or if one of the conditions match, would it just stop running and give you a result of only one thing, where only one thing had changed and not the entire length? I'm not sure. Let's find out, shall we? I hope that is not the case. Well, indeed, we... Wait, I'm making this beautiful face for myself. It didn't do the thing. It didn't do... any of it. It didn't do any of it. Do we need to make an empty variable, do you think? Let new string, like that. So then, well, you went home to eat dinner. Why are we British now? It's a redemption on my stream where you can get me to talk in Brit-Australian accent for an hour. And actually, it stopped 2 minutes ago. But yes, you can redeem it. I do not claim to be very good at British accents or Australian ones. That's why it's a Brit-Australian accent. Aren't strings immutable in JavaScript? Meaning we can't do the thing that I was doing, right? Oh, it makes an array. So we need to make this an empty array then? I'm going the right way. Oh, fuck. You think what I could do is make an object and replace each character in our string with values we find in the object. Let me think about that with my brain, like an array, right? ABC dot join. You're saying I should join? What if we tried to do it this way? Could I do it? Then we could say new string dot add. That's a thing, right? T. Add is not a real thing that I'm doing here. Is indeed. I don't think I'm doing it right. Append with plus equal. Plus equal. Plus equal T. Turn new string. I think we can do it this way. Plus equal A. New string plus equal C. New string plus equal G. I do say that's not a fucking number. Why the hell? Okay, it's almost working here. Why is it not getting there all the way? I can't do plus equal. I did want to do an object because I always had a hard time understanding them and I like to avoid things I don't understand. We can do an object after we determine this way doesn't work, but I think it can work. I have a typo. You are correct. Right, so it's sort of getting there. Oh, but I think what's happening is it's stopping after one iteration because this is a repeat, but then this is another iteration. Pretty peachy, how am I? I'm good. I'm good. I'm hanging out with some friends and I'm going to CYC tomorrow. Are you going to CYC? Why don't I use a switch case? I forgot how to use switch cases. It probably would be better than this, huh? But doing the exact same thing? You think because once one condition is satisfied, it stops looping through. Yes, indeed. How do we counteract that? If we do a while loop, you're going to CYC in Spirit. They do have electronic tickets, online tickets. What am I? Someone from the 80s? They've got electronic tickets. You don't have to do so many if-elses. Yeah, I think you're correct in that. You don't think it's a type of loop, it's the if statement. If we were to attempt moving forward with this, how would we not cop out after it does it once? My loop doesn't go to the last item. Yes, I think you are correct. It's the last item in each one, isn't it? You wonder if starting the new string as an array and then adding strings to it is doing funky things. But that wasn't good. What if we made it an empty string? The same thing? Oh, the length -1? You're right. We talked about this. You guys, we talked about this. I didn't want to put it there in the first place. It wasn't me. I can't remember who it was. I just remember that I rage-VO'd. We didn't make a mistake. It's okay. It was a rage-filled accident. You blame Lark. Does this need to be in anything at all? Yes, it does. It needs to be something. How if statements work is that if this conditional in the if statement proves to be true, it stops doing things. So what about if that's the case, why did this keep going? Copy paste the code into ChatGPT and ask it to optimize it. We could do that. For now, I'm just happy that it worked. It didn't even take us that long. It only took us an hour. Every time I feel good about myself, I look over at the time. Fuck. You can continue in a loop. It doesn't stop unless you tell it to. And we told it to because we returned it, right? This piece of hair keeps falling in my face and I'm very mad at it if you're wondering why I'm touching my hair so much. Or it might be another happy little accident. Either break or continue to the next one or return from inside the loop. So because we did the return, we were good, right? Yeah, Yeah, it wasn't inside the loop though. What happens if we do that inside the loop? If we do it inside the loop, it just is the first one. It stops because we returned it. But we didn't. That's it. You're stopping programming forever after that one little happy little accident. Your hair's doing the same thing. What do we do about it? I'm doing the ear tuck, but it just... See, look. It's like... If I shake it... I don't know. It's what I get for washing my hair before stream. A hair tie? True. Why didn't I replace the element of the array with the new variable? What do you mean? Time for bangs? Alright, low key, y'all. I'm thinking of cutting and dyeing my hair for Halloween as Zoe from K-pop Demon Hunters. So, bangs and black hair. What do we think? Or I could not. But I'm going to my cousin's birthday party on October 4th. And she goes really in on the costumes. And so I feel compelled to go really in on the costume. Time to shave off my hair and become a monk. True. I wouldn't be opposed to it. K-pop Demon Hunters costumes, you're hyped. Right? Do it. It would be pretty... I think I know what I would look like with black hair. Bangs, I'm not as sure. Right, Balloon Depot, you're saying we don't actually need to... Well, let's try. Let's try just the string. Let's see what it looks like if we don't make a whole new variable. Didn't we try this? Didn't it not work out for us? Ooh, fuck. I don't think I did it right. Maybe it's because it's supposed to be inside of it. Oh. It's adding shit. Data immutability. What does that mean? Fancy words. You're getting more confused. We had a solution and we didn't just go with it. But I want to know why this is adding more stuffs. Would someone like to tell me? You already forgot the problem. Here, I will share it with you. My gift from you to me. Me to you. Yes. Me to you. So then create a new array and use the same index. Isn't that what we did though? I originally had this as an array, but it does the same thing. It's adding onto the original string, which maybe you don't want to do. I created a string. Thank you. I will continue programming forever thanks to that happy little sharing. Number 1, create an array. I got you. Done. What now? Number 2, bake a cake. All right, stream is over. I'm gonna go make a German chocolate cake. Cakes are too dry, just saying. Change new string to... Wait. Didn't I do that? Bring it to CYC. I'll take it on. I'm flying Frontier. If y'all aren't in America, Frontier is a freaking bitch. They like nickel and dime you for everything. Can you imagine what they would do if I brought a fucking cake on the plane? They'd be like, I think that's a carry-on and you didn't pay $50 for it. So, alternative 2, make a pie. Pies are better. Is that one of the cheap airlines? It is. It is. I don't think there's any other airline I hate so much in the entire world as Frontier Airlines. Like, legitimately. I've flown a decent amount of budget airlines, and I hate ASMR hate Frontier. I hate them. They're not happy. They're not a happy little accident. Or they are a happy little accident. They're a mistake. I don't know. Please replace new string plus equals t with new string it. All right. I think I see what you're saying. I'm just going to copy this. We're going to move it over to our VS Code, and then we're going to try it. Since this technically works, we're trying something new, let's do it. So if I understand correctly, we are actually not keeping the for loop, correct? We are keeping the for loop. Or we're just getting rid of the conditionals. Here we have something called JetSmart, and it's the worst too. The seats are so tiny. Meanwhile, LATAM is amazing but expensive, like Delta in America. Keep the for loop, okay? Jet 2 holiday. What was the quote? The blah 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 Jet 2 holiday. Please replace new string plus equals t with new string it. Okay. Do we need this? Do we need the if? Are we getting rid of all of the ifs? Everyone calm down. It's just for a moment, my loves. What if we say and? I think I really fucked up here. Why is this? so hard for me to understand. I see you. But I've done it. Beautiful. Golden. Gonna be golden. Keep the ifs, okay. What do we think? Are we feeling undefined? The rest is still the rest is undefined. Only replace the line. Please replace new string plus equals t with new string. Okay, I got it. Now remove the plus equals. Now remove the plus. Oh. Now we just need to join this baby back together again, right? No string. Because it's all split up. Undefined. Luego, like my future. Rip. Just for you, why is this approach better from your viewpoint? So many operations, no? True. Why is this better from the other way that we were doing it? From the array, you can create the string now. Right. So we can do the join, right? I can't remember if this is right. So if it's not, it is right. All right, so cool. But I agree. Why is this better? Is it all split up? Aren't we still getting two outputs? Are we? Why are we making an array instead of just initializing as a string to begin with? I don't know. You would replace the if else's with switch cases. And would that be better? Arrays too chunky. The chunky boys. Like a baby. You know, I call an array baby an array. My sister would die. She hates it when I do word combinations. It brings me such joy to see her like, did any of you do that? Good one, Rufio. Thank you. More efficient it will be. Hey, Balloon, are you Yoda? You don't know if you're misunderstanding, but when you look at the output, you see two strings being returned. Is that accurate? So what it is our console logs. So this is what our input string, this is what we want to get out. So this isn't actually a part of like the calculations at all. This is just telling me this is what I want it to look like so that I know that when they match, it's the right answer. If else in a loop takes more resources. Takes more resources than a switch case or than what we were doing before. If now it's array, you can use const instead of let. Because, what's our reasoning for that? Also, how do I say your name? Is it Mikor? You're referring to the right-hand column. This, right? Like this? These ones? If else is less efficient. You're helping me optimize, am I correct? No, all the way to the right. This is just what we're getting out of our problem. So this is what it's calculating for it's in line with our console logs here. So console log, this is what we get. So when we put in this one, it's giving us this, and then this is exactly the same. Yes, that's the output, yes. Yes. Strings are immutable in JS, which means they're never mutated, they're only ever created. This should be faster than using an array, but it's not really going to matter unless you're manipulating very large strings. So Josh, looking at this, looking at it with our eyes, should I be able to, what do you think comparatively? Here, we can do it side by side. Here, what do we think comparatively, gang? There they are, side by side. Sort of. Yeah, this is a little big. They're not two separate strings, they are two separate strings. Using string.replace method is probably the most optimized by browsers. I believe it. I will say I'm a bit of a shitty coder, so optimization is cool. I wasn't trying to get optimization, I was just trying to get a solution. But optimization is cool. Thanks for your patience and help. No problem. Does it make sense? Let you explain. If you use the concatenation of the string, you are creating a new object in memory. Concatenation is happening. We are baddies over here and we write bad code. Yes. Yes, indeed. Never optimize unless you really need to. It's usually wasted effort. But if you use the array approach like we did, it's more efficient. So if we just look side by side, right? Same. For let I, this line is the same too. It's not all totally in line, sorry. Then this line is the same, but I was just adding on to this empty array, the T, where this one is saying we're doing that to the index. But how is that any different? No. Wrong. That was a happy little mistake, Rufio. Oh, I was using a string. Okay. But what about the difference from here and here? I added the brackets. Happy little no. How would Bob Ross say no? Would Bob Ross say, I don't know, how would Bob Ross say no? You would go with the solution I feel more comfortable understanding and use it to build momentum. I have let new string. Okay. Say I put const new string and the only difference is these lines. Using the index versus just concatenating it. How is that different? Brackets sounds like how a French person, or brackets sounds like how a French person would say bracket. Use the brackets. No offense to any French people out here. It does. You had referenced the outputs earlier and asked if we're getting 2 outputs, and you believe I said no, but it sounds like they're just a misunderstanding. Sorry about that. Plus now you understand the second string is the answer we should be getting. Yes. So I did it a little bit earlier, but just so we understand the console logs. A console log allows us to log a result to our console so we can understand what we're getting out of the code. So this is the function name. This is the string or the input that we're putting in. And then like I was saying earlier, this is just what I want to see when I get out of it. So that when it runs the code, if they match, I know I did it right. If they don't match, I know I did it wrong, and then we can move forward from that, you know. Anyway, you probably already knew that, but just in case. That's why I use the console logs. I remember the first time I saw them, I was like, what the fuck are they doing? That's what we're doing. The code I copied in VS Code is wrong. So you're saying that before we had it just as this. The thing is, when I did it before, it didn't seem to make any difference. When it was just like this. Now it will not work because it's an array, but it did work. But it wasn't as efficient, we're saying. How do we feel about this? We can have our new one be our this. Beautiful. We need to test it though. I just did this and then I think I copied it. Actually, I'm not sure. Anyway, so let's go put it into this. And clean it up, clean it up. Oh, let's see if it works. Gorgeous. What a beauty. Good job, everyone. What kind of work? Teamwork. Chef Gith. Thank you. Congratulations to all of us. Good fucking job. And it didn't take an hour and 30 minutes. Well, you see, we're at an hour and 22 minutes into the stream, so did it not? Good job, team. Handshakes all around. For the record, using arrays is always better. Okay, good to know. What are we gonna do now? Well, thanks for asking. We're gonna push this shit up to GitHub. We're gonna be pushing it up for today, but we're also gonna be backdating if y'all have never seen that before. Or if you have, you know I love to backdate stuff. So if we do git status again, we can see that these are unstaged. So we're gonna git add, and then we're gonna just do today first. CC 2025. Right, cool. I just want to look at git status again. Just double check. Git add. We're going to stage CC 2025 923. That's today's. If we git status again, it's staged. Now we're going to say git push, git status, git push. ¿Por qué no funciona? How is it that I've just forgotten? I did this the other day. Git commit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Add coding challenge for 9/23/25. Now we can say git push or git pish if we want to. Yes. Git status, right? If we look over at my GitHub, right? Refreshing this page. Hello. It's me. Let's do some backdating. Git stat. Oh, we don't need to do git status. We can already see. So we're gonna git add cc. Oops, sorry. Git add cc 2025 9/14. Git status, just to look at it with our eyeballs. Git commit dash date equals 2025 09/14. This is the date we want to push it to. And then we'll do our message. Add coding challenge for 9/14/25. Got push. It's so hard for me to type. Okay. Yes, baby. Let's see if it fucking worked, huh? Beautiful. And that's how you backdate, baby. Efficiency is definitely not something to chase after like a rabid animal. But if you want to be efficient, erase can cause performance issues. There's yours in TypeScript. Let's see it. TypeScript. You saw my Git backdating video. It saved you so much. I'm glad to hear it. It's definitely my most popular video, and I did not anticipate that. I have I can't look at it because it's in TypeScript, maybe? Bringing back the backdate magic. If there's one thing I'm known for in my life, on my grave, y'all will come to my funeral and be like, thank you, Rufio, for helping me backdate my Git. No, Ghost Rufio, Ghost Fio will be like, you're welcome. Before he has spread at green squares, now everything looks marginally clean. Beautiful. Vibing, can't wait for CYC. Ghibli, come up to me at CYC and be like, I'm Ghibli, and then tell me your name. That goes, again, for anyone who wasn't here before. If you see me at CYC, be like, hi, I'm Name in stream. Here's my real name also, because I know you by your stream names. Did your command work still? I think I just toggled it off. On the day of our great rapture, we have pushed. Isn't it today the rapture day? You've been forgotten. Isn't it a red flag to push it for a backdate of 9/14 when the document's titled 9/23? It depends on who you are. A red flag for who? Do we have police out there that are like, you have backdated your commit. How dare, straight to jail. Like, I don't know. If someone is doing that, then I feel like they should have better things to do. But one thing that you can see that the contribution is right here, right? However, if you go to here and you look at my commits, you can see that I added the coding challenge for 9/14/25 today. You can see that. You can see that. I don't know how to fix it. I don't super care. Some people do. If any of you know how, let me know. If you don't plan on solving it, didn't we just solve it technically, or is it because it's TypeScript? We're going to put a git commit message on my tombstone. Go to my tombstone a couple days after my death and then be like git commit date of death, and then do -m and be like, she died on this day, but she wanted us to commit it after the fact. Red flags are happy little suspicions. Rufio, am I going to attend the after conference karaoke party? Yes, I am. I might be too shy to sing, but hell yeah, I will be there. You probably can if you rebase everything and force push to all the branches. Ooh, complicado. You love that philosophy and you love backdating. No problem. Yeah, it's just like some people care. I don't know. It doesn't, as a famous band once told me, in the end, it doesn't even matter. Because they were singing about coding when they sang that. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. TypeScript font. This isn't actually mine. Mine was this one. Oh, sorry, that's just a terminal. Not TypeScript, but I can do it. TypeScript, I think, has really been weirdly helpful to me. You don't think recruiters will stray too far from the green squares? The recruiters are going to be like, I see they have green squares, and they're going to go to the correct repository, and they're going to look over and be like, they lied about the date they committed it. How dare they? You know, the same recruiters who take 6 seconds on your resume. Backdating git commits in Spanish. Link code park. Obviously, it's in the name. Yes. All right. So, what are they called? Tribute bands? We need to make a tribute band called Link Code Park, and we need to like make the lyrics about coding. You've never been employed by anyone who gave a shit about your open source code. For me, I love like checking things off a list. And there was a point, wrong. You can see this is 4 years ago. There was a point where I just had a gorgeous, I don't think it will show me before. Everything was green and I was like, check, check, check. Ah, yeah. Have I ever considered becoming a sommelier? Wow, I'll be honest. When I started coding today, that is not a question I anticipated. I started streaming today, I should say. No, I have not considered becoming a sommelier. I'll be honest, I think that wine tastes like shit and I don't like it. Hi, Rufio. Your Spanish sounds great. Cheers from Buenos Aires. Thank you, Nico. I have actually been using a lot of Spanish lately, and I really need to get better at it because it's so shit, and I need to like do better. So I'm a property manager right now, and some of my tenants exclusively speak Spanish. And I've had to do things in Spanish I've never talked about before, like leases, which I can't even remember. Contrato de something. I can't even remember. But I also learned the word for mailbox, which is buzón. Didn't know that word before. And I feel like they deserve better. So I need to get better at it. It's been a while since the great wall of green. Indeed. We'll get there. Felipe, you said, hi, you used to watch my streams. Happy to see me back. Thanks for being back with me. Thanks for watching. Hola, Rufio. Contrato de arriendo. I think it was arrendimiento. That's what Google Translate said. Protect Rufio at all costs. Can we request an entire stream in just Spanish? I would die, I think. I think I would die. And y'all would be like, oh, we thought Rufio spoke Spanish well, but now we see she secretly is terrible at it and we're judging her for it. Spanish vocab, Anki deck. I need to. You're right. The one good landlord you've ever met. Thank you. I try, actually. Arrendimiento de la contrato, like that. You don't speak Spanish, so you don't know why you're asking this. Property managers manage properties for landlords, technically. Yes, but it's all a technicality when it really comes down to it, you know? Like, I'll just be like, I'm your landlord, but I don't own the property. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm the property manager, because I am. But I don't know. I feel like people who are property managers who say they're property managers are also like, hello, I am your property manager. It's just very full of it somehow, even though it's more accurate. I don't know. But then landlord has a pretty negative connotation. You'll teach me the Chilean Spanish accent? No, contrato de arrendimiento. Right. You've tested Oprion? What is Oprion? With string, it was a little bit faster. Really? Whoa. Maybe I'll make a redemption of Rufio speaking in Spanish for 5 minutes. But if I do, like, really, my Spanish is not good. I could also do Rufio talking in Indonesian for 5 minutes. My Indonesian is much better than my Spanish. Much better. Oh, option. I was gonna say, what is an Oprion? Ah, yes, Spanish has. Like I said, is my weaker language of the four. I also speak some Southern Paiute. So many options. Now we want them all. But if I speak any of them, I'm leaving people out. I think it's interesting though how personality changes a little bit in different languages. Like, I'm much more calm, demure in English than I am in Indonesian. Do a round robin. What do you mean? Like, for example, in Indonesian, let me just complain about speaking Spanish in Indonesian. Wah, susah banget ngobrol di bahasa Spanyol. Nggak bisa sekarang. Udah lupa banyak banget. See, it's a little different. I speak differently. And if I speak in Spanish, I probably speak a little different too. I would say like, para hablar en español es muy difícil para mí. Es mucho más fácil para hablar en Indonesio que en español. There you go. I'm Indonesian? No, but I lived there for a year. Weaker is better because then you have more vocab you have to use. True. The Spanish is pretty good. I don't know. I'm shy. In Indonesian, there's a great word for it. It's called malu. See, I'm malu. The 4 Rufios. Since I'm showing off languages here, you want to hear me introduce myself in Southern Paiute? Mike, hadawainia, nuninyan, aputsingoni momani mamauts. Salt Lake Event. Eres tímida. Yeah. I just said in Indonesian, or not Indonesian, Southern Paiute, I said, hi, how are you? My name is, and then my Paiute grandma gave me a Paiute name, which translates to, and I didn't give myself this name, Pretty White Woman, and I said I came from Salt Lake. You understood? The most important thing is not to be afraid and get the point across. True. The more you practice, the better it gets. True. You understood Salt Lake, you think? That's because it was in English. You can't believe you've been subscribed for 40 months straight. That's crazy. Even when I was dead? That's crazy. Thank you. Clap, clap. Absolutely brilliant. Which one was brilliant? Which is my best language? My best language. All of the above. Oh, stop it. You've been sub for 38 months. Wow, you guys, you're so nice to me. Not 40. 2 months later than Vanta, I guess. Right. Let's talk about the CYC conference. You only speak 2 languages, English and bad English. Me, I've been speaking bad English recently. Quite bad. It's hard. It's hard to speak. That's the end of that sentence. It's hard to speak. Yo también solo hablo inglés. Broke English. Branglish. So, solo hablas inglés, pero ¿cómo se dice type en español? Solo types en español. Tipear. That's not right. Tipos, to type, like the verb. Escribiendo. Oh, Avi. Tipear. Is it really tipear? Because that was me bullshitting. Right. So I'm going to CYC. Technically, 2 days from now. I get into Dallas tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'm going to miss everything. Depends. Chilean Spanish is different than normal Spanish. See, I speak a US Spanish where you have carros and you have parqueando. Tipear is when you type on a keyboard. Escribir is when you write with a pen. So I was bullshitting tipear and it really means typing. 9 p.m. airport CYC party. Yeah, I missed everything on the 24th, which I didn't realize until I bought my tickets. And then I was like, oh, fuck. There are activities on the 24th and I'm missing all of them. You call cars autos, not carros. Couldn't you also say mobiles? I lived in Spain briefly in 2020 and I called a cell phone a celular, and the Spaniards I was with were like, wow, that is such Latin American Spanish. We say mobiles. And I was like, fuck off. I'm from America. From the Americas. We're from the Americas. Hablo con un ceseo, no un ceseo. Coches? Oh, you're probably right. We can bring a huge group to pick Rufio up from the airport. That would be wild. Where are you all going? Oh, we gotta pick up Rufio. Did I like Spain? I did. I was really depressed in Spain. So depressed. Just like suicidal. Not suicidal, but like passively suicidal every day. And I didn't like it very much because of that. I think I would have if my brain had been in a better space. And I was in Spain from January 2020 to March 2020. If you know anything about the year 2020, you know a little something about those dates. I left Spain on March 17th, 2020. Oh no. Yep, exactly. So I remember the week of March 8th, my school shut down, my university, because it was my last semester in university in college. And they were like, okay, before that, in February, I had a roommate from Italy. And she was from, I know Italian cities, M in the north. The big one, Milan. She was from Milan, which was like the epicenter of COVID, And she was like, shit's going down, Rufio. And I was like, not gonna come here to Spain. Like, it's not. It did. And I could not believe she was right. So I didn't like Spain, but I think I would like Spain if my brain hadn't sucked. You realized CYC's in Dallas. If only it was in Austin, you'd definitely go. Forbidden Fruits, I'm flying in from Utah. You still could go. I'm flying from a different state. It's a coche or automobile. See, I don't even know Spanish that well. I didn't remember coche. With a mariachi band and all. Pick up Rufio with a mariachi band. You don't remember the beginning days of 2020? You're depressed all the days long. And Nintendo, if you're being serious about that, I am really sorry, actually. Being depressed sucks so bad. And I wish I had a solution for you. I was really wildly depressed for literal years. I've been okay for the last year. What area of Spain? Murcia. The south is so much fun. It was the south. I was gonna go to Valencia for the Holy Week, which was also the week of March 17th. Didn't end up happening. Meetup in Spain a win. 100 devs meetup win. You didn't have an entire... She has unique time, and you didn't have an entire global pandemic happening in Spain until a little later. Foul language, bail out, the ship is going down. Oh, sorry. Or I should say, oh, fuck. Sorry. You're flying in from Chile. You're flying in from Pebbles? Fruity Pebbles? Or are we saying that instead of saying a swear word? Right, so we're talking about CYC. I'm really nervous, everyone. I'm sure everyone else is as well. What were my questions? My shoes. Here, actually, I'm just going to straight up get my shoes, and then you guys can tell me what you think, okay? All right, she's back. Okay, my shoes look like this. Can you see the toes of this one? If I wear these shoes, these well-loved shoes, to the conference, is that a bad thing? Should I go buy new shoes after stream? I've been looking like I've done a lot of kickflips. I think they're too small and my toe just like peeks out. I've had them since 2019. I really use the shit out of shoes. No one's gonna care. Okay, just bring beige socks. I have like exclusively black socks, but the toe is kind of white. Put a tiny rubber ducky in the hole. It'll be fine. Right. Hold up. Do you remember how you said put a tiny little rubber ducky in the hole? It won't focus, but it's a dog duck. So you're saying I should... I should do this? A tiny rubber ducky in the hole is perfect. I agree. Look at that. I cannot believe I had a tiny rubber ducky and you said a tiny rubber ducky. It really is a tiny rubber ducky. It won't show. Can you see it? It's a dog duck. Focus, damn it. If I move out of the screen, will it focus on it? No. New fashion trend, tiny dog ducks taped to shoes. It's too powerful for the camera. Tape it to the shoe and bring it with you everywhere. Why do you have a ducky taped to your shoe? You so want me to show up at CYC like that? It's like a croc charm for shoes. It's a glitch in the matrix. You gotta put your hand behind it like the makeup gurus. He's just so small, I have to like that. It's still not focusing though. Why is this so hard to hold? I give up. It's not working. I can't turn him the right direction. There you go. He's coming for you. It looks like a bald duck. It does. It does. It doesn't matter as long as it doesn't rain. Probably getting new shoes could be a good investment. I need to do it eventually, but I normally do it when they literally break apart. You'd wear those, and if you hate them, buy flip-flops in Texas. I have flip-flops too. My feet just run cold if there's AC. Maybe you should buy new shoes so it doesn't disintegrate from the constant walking. They last longer than that. I could also wear my hiking boots, but they're... Did you know you were going to see all of Rufio's shoes when you came onto the stream? Because I'm about to grab my hiking boots. Shoe stream. Let's go. Okay. These are my hiking boots. And you can see they're also well loved. And the shoelaces. I've had these since 2021. And these are my travel shoes. If I go to a different country, I'll just wear these. But I feel like these just look really dirty because they are. I had them in mud recently. They're literally dirty. And I feel like I probably shouldn't wear that, but I would normally take them. I got sand on my hands now. Nice shoes. 7 out of 10. A little bit used. Tiny bit. Little. What's in my closet? Shoe closet Rufio edition. Those are my two primary shoes. You've got my slip-on shoes that have a hole that a duck can fit in, and my hiking shoes, which are my travel shoes. And either one I feel is not a good candidate for a tech conference. But we're saying that the duck shoes would be okay? That was a legitimate question I had, though. Just go barefoot. Yeah, you're right. The duck shoes and the all-terrain shoes. Wear them both at the same time. Your vote is duck shoes all the way. With the duck? With the dog duck? What are my other questions? Oh, do you remember how I said diction? I just slurred the hell out of that. What were my other questions? There we go. The duck is essential. The duck will be on a headband in my hair. It won't stay. I'll be like, I'm known for birds. Oh, fuck. Actually print your face on a tiny piece of paper and then put it on the shoe hole. There, problem solved. Why do you have a portrait of yourself and the hole in your shoe? Take care of the duck. It's okay. He's all right. Just put it on my laptop. The duck just died. It's not the only bird I have on my desk. I also have... Oh my god, it's so not coming through. How do they do this? It's so hard. So I used to have a parrot, and this was the type of parrot I had. I went to Japan a couple years ago, and my brother got this out of a machine, and I had to have it. He gave it to me. And again, that's not the only bird I have on my desk, because I also have this keychain owl that my nephew made, and that's not it. I'm collecting owl things from my friend who asked for owl things. So here's some owl earrings. So many birds on Rufio's desk. Right, I had other questions. What were they? Birds are freaking dope. Agreed. I have a whole zoo in here. Birds are freaking dope. You know what that calls for? Some of you may know what that calls for. I can't talk. I can't blow a head wire. I can't do it. If you've never seen that before, used to be an oldie but a goodie here. I got work. I got 4 bed rats. Football. Oh, that household must be a good time. Football's on, Sarah. Go on then. Walk forever. Pork pie. Rufio, what other questions did we have about the conference? What were they? Oh, I remember. Okay, I'm a property manager at the moment. I got laid off in 2023, at the end of 2023. Have not coded since until last week when I started streaming, and then we did a coding challenge. Okay. That's the background. I currently manage properties. Would not like to be in it forever. Would eventually like to move back into software engineering. When I give my elevator speech at this conference, when people say, "Who are you?" and I say, "I'm Rufio," and I give them a speech of who I am and why I'm there, what do I say? Hi, I'm Rufio. Yeah, I got into coding a couple years ago. I got laid off and then now I'm doing property management, but I'd like to get back into the space eventually and hang out with the community, and that's why I'm here. Do I say that? That was a sad day. It was. RIP. I'm a software engineer, but I haven't been doing any coding. I can't talk about any projects. You know, I don't know. Like, I feel like people are going to be like, so why are you here as a property manager? Yeah, it doesn't really have anything to do with it. You don't know if I should say that I've been laid off, but mostly I had previous experience and then moved into property management. So say I got into coding a couple years ago and I moved into a property management role a year ago. I don't know. Coming from a software engineer of 10 years, just say you're there to learn and expand your knowledge. As a junior, always emphasize learning and development. All right, we're workshopping this. We're workshopping what we're going to say. And by we, I mean me, but to us together, collectively. Hi, I'm Rufio. What did she say next? I got into tech a couple years ago. I worked at a small startup in my state doing software management. I'm working as a property manager right now, but I'm always interested in the new things happening in tech, and I'm here to learn and expand my knowledge and get to know the Dallas tech community and everyone else at this conference. And that I want back, and I'm trying to connect with people, okay? So then at the end I'd say, I'm here because I love the community and I want to get to know everyone better, because that's true. And you say that you're not AI, but a living and breathing human. How do you know that? I could be an AI. That's what you would say? We gotta like formalize it. I gotta be able to just like spit this out, you know? Keep it simple, stupid. Right. Dude, a couple weeks ago, your CEO randomly sent you a picture of him with Jason and Creed, who were our bosses, Vantaboards and I's bosses at our old company. And you were dying laughing. They ran into each other at a conference. Wow, really? I have to watch the VOD later, or I'll have the VOD later to watch it and take notes too if I forget. Didn't hear you say you were on the 100 Dev stream team live coding hours and hours of tech content. Well, I haven't been. until like, I feel like now I can't really claim that because because I stopped for 2 years. Okay, we're workshopping. Hi, I'm Rufio. I've been in tech for a couple of years. I am a member of the 100 Dev stream team. So I live stream coding, like mostly coding challenges on the internet. Okay. We got this. I currently work in property management, but I'm hoping to get back into tech. Mostly I'm here at this conference because I would like to learn about new technologies and things going on in tech and keep in touch with my community and get to know new people in tech. Hi, I'm Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration. Hi, I'm Rufio. Hello, it's Rufio. It's like a bond. Hello, I'm Rufio. Of Hello, it's Rufio fame. Fame my ass. What am I currently interested in tech-wise? Are you asking genuinely? Like, what would I like to learn about? What am I looking for? What are we asking specifically? You remember Leon said in the huddle that you shouldn't snitch on yourself and you should let them dig info instead of giving away everything. So what should I not have said there? Hello, greetings from Mexico. Hola. What are we talking about now? I'm going to a tech conference tomorrow, and I would like to greet people and give them a little elevator speech, like a quick talk saying who I am, what I'm doing there, why I'm there. And so we're practicing. That was great, but say what you're doing. You say what you're doing, but I say what I'm doing, but drive it right back to being part of tech. What do you like working on? Or what would you be working on if you had the opportunity? In jobs? Sorry, I'm so sorry I'm adding all these qualifiers. In a career, like a job, or as for funsies? For funsies, I've partially created an online talking dictionary for a Native American language preservation project, and I was working on that a lot a couple years ago. We got it to a working prototype. It still has a couple problems, and I would like to fix those. I also need to add more vocabulary to it so it's helpful to the community it was created for. That's for funsies. In terms of jobs, I would really like to be working as a software engineer. What the project is specifically, I'm not picky. I just would like to be back in the space, you know. Bring that up. For funsies is a bonus people would like to see. Okay. The whole laid off, and in a way you should tie the property management as a business opportunity to tech. Like you went off for personal reasons and then did property management, and now you're trying to connect with people in the tech community and the things you're interested in now. I stopped working in tech a couple years ago. How would I do that? I had a job as a software engineer a couple years ago and have since moved into property management for some personal reasons like that. However, I would love to get back into tech and tie it into property management. No need to say you stopped streaming for 2 years. Just say you are currently a legend. Stop it. On the amazing 100 Dev stream team. Though remember, I also make happy little accents. Yours would be, hi, I'm Omar, and sometimes I need to Google how to center a div, always starting with a joke. Hi, I'm Rufio. Do I have like no sense of humor? Hi Dakota, how are you? Long time no see. What do you think about, hi, I'm Rufio. I like coding, art, and streaming. I'm looking to meet other folks in tech and learn new things. That's nice. Very concise. It's true. Should it be that concise? You're stoked to see me online? I'm stoked to see you here. I'm glad you're good. If they want to dig in the personal reasons, let them, but don't snitch on yourselves. On yourselves? Am I multiple people? Hi, I'm Rufio, and I pretend to talk, oh, this is true actually. Hi, I'm Rufio, and I like to talk about myself in the third person. In Indonesian, you can do it really easily. It's really nice. You like the way I said the property manager thing a little bit ago. It didn't sound apologetic. It's just what you're currently up to right now because bills, but also you're working on your language app, and the conference gives you ideas, and maybe the conference gives you ideas on what direction to take it. Like I should be looking, like, do they have any ideas? Hi, I'm Rufio, and you might be wondering how I got here. Hi, Rufio. I like to spill my guts online and hold nothing back. I'm a fan of talking about my inadequacies in tech in hopes that people will relate to it. I seek friendships through mutual commiseration of difficulties. I spent several hours editing the last VOD, and do you ever... I don't know how common an experience this is. I watched it back and I would just laugh at myself. I think I'm quite funny, but I think most people think that they're funny because they share their own sense of humor, you know? Anyway. Hey polyglot, are you a polyglot? What languages do you speak? If the audience of the conference is mostly other devs, they'll understand layoffs are a way of the world and won't really expect a whole backstory. So you say I should be talking about the layoff? Why do Java developers wear glasses? Because they don't see sharp. Real talk, genuinely saying how you find tech interesting is rare and makes you memorable in a good way. Did I though? Talk about how I find tech is interesting, or should I? We gotta write this down, y'all, because I just forgot everything that we said. Notepad. Okay, I'm trying to make this easy to see. Hi, I'm Rufio, and I'll be moving my hands like this for the next 30 minutes. Was I moving my hands just now? Hi, I'm Rufio, and I love to gesticulate. You're just saying it's not something to try and hide, but also not elaborate on it. You actually started doing stand-up comedy about a year ago, and watching my VODs back is actually super helpful. You used to think you were only funny in conversation, but if you dig into why it was funny, you can start creating jokes instead of just making them off the cuff. That's really interesting. Why is watching my VODs back super helpful? I also have the VOD, right. I do have the VOD, but I would like it to be all concise and in one place, and I will be watching the VOD again when I edit it, but I will not be watching it again before I am on planes tomorrow. I have my language learning app that I have built driven by my own interest on my own time. That would perk up some ears. Hi, I'm Rufio, and you're watching the Weather Channel. Luego now with Bob on traffic. Here, I can do that in a better voice. Hi, I'm Rufio, and you're watching the Weather Channel. Luego now with Bob on traffic. Bob? Hi, Rufio. It's looking sunny in Dallas and really fucking hot. No, you're saying if you watch them back for yourself. Oh. See, I watch my VODs back. I see how much I say so, and. Then the last VOD I watched, I repeated things so much. And I say like a lot. For example, I would say like. I'd say it like 3 times, you know. You listen to audio recordings of your stand-up personally. Okay. Hi, VOD Rufio, you're awesome. The address has to be withdrawn from thee. Hi, I'm Rufio, and you're watching Disney Channel. No longer, though. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm also McDonald's. Hi, I'm Rufio. I'm Rufio, we can write this down. There's a cold front in Dallas. It'll be a chilly 82 degrees. Whoa, my God. Hi, I'm Rufio. I got into tech a couple of years ago and worked as a software engineer at a small startup. I got laid off and then have since been working in property management. I'd like to get back into tech though, and I'm at this conference because I want to know about the new technologies, and hang out with my community. Hi, I'm Rufio and I'm your personal assistant. What do you need? I need a job in tech. Thank you. Hi, I'm Rufio and this is Lark taking direct control. Shit, what are we gonna do now? We're missing stuff here. I got laid off and then have since been working in property management. I'd like to get back into tech. This doesn't say anything about, do I say stuff about streaming? Talking dictionary? The Funsies project? For fun, I like to draw, stream, and I also created, we're gonna make this a little bigger, an online talking dictionary a couple of years ago to help preserve the Southern Paiute language. There's more work to be done there, but there's more. Do I need to say that? Hang out with my fellow nerdlings. You would say it didn't end up being what you were looking for instead of saying you got left off. You can't imagine your old bosses wouldn't give you good references. Our old bosses, and getting laid off has some negative connotations to it. It wasn't the opportunity I was looking for, though. No offense, but the Rufio sounds like the perfect name for an AI that does your homework. Interesting. I also hear it's a pretty good name for the leader of the Lost Boys. You think the comma after tech isn't necessary. Tech. Where do I say tech? Get back into tech. And weren't you also going because your sister's boyfriend needed a buddy? Yes, I am also going because my sister's boyfriend needed a buddy. Also, y'all, I'm not sure how much I should say because it's not me. He got a job, or rather he was working with Accenture before and his project ended, and then he kept saying things about how he might get another project with them, and then last Friday he said that they said that he could start on another project and that he'd be starting on Monday, and the 2 weeks he didn't have a job, they were counting as PTO. What the fuck? What the actual fuck, Accenture? Like, how shitty is that? He didn't even know he was going to get this job. And he's going to this conference and he's like, well, I gotta start working next week, so I'm gonna try and go to as much of it as I can, but I also have to work. And I was like, sister's boyfriend, tell them you're going to a tech conference. He was like, no, because then maybe they think I'm looking for another job. And I was like, I don't think so, but you do you. Couldn't you just say, hey, you didn't tell me ahead of time, I have something I'm going to, you know? God, it makes me so mad. He doesn't want to like fight back with them because he wants the job. I mean, is Accenture, you don't think they're known for caring. I think you're right, but it still makes me really mad. The Paiute Dictionary, the 100 Devs community, and stream sharing coding with awesome people like Lark. Say it verbatim. You received this recommended format at a tech workshop. Maybe it'll be helpful. Oh, all right. Let me copy it. Thank you, Kat. How long do elevator pitches need to be? Like 30 seconds to a minute. You also wouldn't mention the layoff. You'd keep things vague. You got that reference? What reference? Got a jet and eat some dinner. Have lots of fun, eat lots of food, and say hi to lots of 100 devs friends. You're going to do great. Thank you, DivCurve. Thanks for hanging out and for your input. Mine own nameth is Rufio, and I has been to tech for years. It doth be intimidating for mine presence to appear in this location. Is the pay at least good for him? I didn't ask. I said he should come to the conference still and keep looking. You know? Alright. Oh. All right. This was me trying to paste. Just paste. I work to bridge from present to past in this role. I'm able to build upon which I developed during my previous role at past template there I worked on, which taught me the bridge from past to future. With these experiences, I'm now looking to the future template. As such, I'm excited to pursue at Too bad the conference wasn't back on the 19th. That was Talk Like a Pirate Day. Whoa, that would have been fun. I gotta like bend my wrists. I fucked up my wrist a couple years ago. You hope it's clear where you have to fill in the information. Thanks again for all my help. Thank you for your help. I bethink life is quaint for anyone to uselessly addeth into their knowledge and increaseth the interval in their ignorance, to learneth the programming language, JavaScript. Wish I understood that. Right. As a property manager or a couple of different locations, I work to provide a good living experience for all my tenants and upkeep the properties. Gotta go now, but it was a pleasure watching the stream. Looking forward to meeting everyone at CYC. Safe trip, Rufio, and everyone. To you as well, Jojo. I look forward to seeing you. Hey, Milkshake. Learning about Paiute people will be my before bedtime reading. Thank you. Or should I say you would say Aya. Thank you. Aya. That's pretty cool. My milkshake brings all the burbs to the yard. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Ayak is thank you in Paiute, in Southern Paiute. I spell it like this, but I don't have an alphabet I haven't hammered down the alphabet I use. What am I up to? I am currently writing an elevator speech for when I go to a tech conference tomorrow and in 2 days to introduce myself to people. This is what I have so far, but Code with Kathy gave me a template that I was trying to fit my experience into. You just purchased a free virtual ticket for CYC. Looking forward to the experience. It'll be your first time attending. Well, that would be awesome. Yeah, I got the ... You were clear, and I appreciate this. Forbidden. You're doing the online ticket too? I'm the only thing I'm worried about with this template is that my current job isn't really related to tech, you know? Throat is dry. Oh my god. Okay, polyglot. Do you study past versions of English? I'm gonna try it. Life may be slongest now for someone to learneth the in-now APIs, which if be true returneth to its not abbreviated state, which means application of the programming interface. Why do you skip some of the vowels? Out of curiosity. To actually has it the ability and necessity to code in the programming language JavaScript. If to be true, thee bethink mine own sentence and argument is wrong, thee should say it, saith not to square, but findeth another reason, to be'st able to showeth thee yond I'm right, and thou art canonically wrong. What? I'm very impressed and understood some parts of that. If I were to translate, it's hard for people to learn APIs, which means an application of programming interface, and to actually have the ability to and necessity to code in the programming language JavaScript. See, I'm missing stuff here. If it's true that we think that your language and sentence's argument is wrong, we should say it, not to find, wow, holy shit, not, or find another reason to show how you're right and we're wrong. I don't know. Holy shit. You think I should keep it short and sweet. Was this short and sweet? Not too much about the property management and more about wanting to connect and know about others. It reminds me of The Witcher for some reason. What that means is that JavaScript is crap. Whoa, over my head. And if you're wrong, well, I don't give a fuck. I'll be honest, I don't have strong opinions about it, but it is the only programming language I know. Are there any tech-related accomplishments that you can speak to that you accomplished in your property management job? If not, don't forget you're a premier streamer and that takes time, effort, and energy, very much like a job. Alright, so if I were to tell you guys what it is that I do day to day, I turn around apartments when tenants move out. I show apartments for people and do all the necessary documentation to help them move in. I pay all the bills. I am the person who either repairs things or I call someone to repair them, and then I'm there when they repair it, and then I pay the bills for when they need to be paid, the workers, and just manage everything for the landlord so that they don't have to think about the property at all. And none of that is tech related. You should name the streaming and sharing coding with the 109 devs, 100 devs community. 109 devs, yep. This feels kind of long. Well, which one? Because there's 1 and 2 down here. Thou art right. You're going to take off. See you, Lua. You're driving up to Dallas tomorrow for CYC. Nice. You Kulianly. What is Kulianly? And C++, which is a much baser language. Lots of great soft skills, though. Yeah, I do a fair amount of, like, management. Can mention some of them they can classify as soft skills. Do people, like, if I'm greeting people... God, my throat is so dry. Hold up. You don't think people care about property management. That's what you meant. You should keep it short and sweet. Yeah. I also don't think people care about property management. And I also feel like it's gotta be somewhat informal, you know? Like, hey, person who is also here at this conference with me. What's up, dog? Instead of like, I have the soft skills of XYZ. And then the person you're talking to is like, cool story, bro. Like, nice. I'm happy for you. Sounds like I'm on my way to becoming an engineering manager. I'm planning on attending some of the leadership talks because I am genuinely interested. I don't like responsibility. I know that sounds like silly. Who likes responsibility? I do think managers have a lot of responsibility, and it gives me so much stress because, you know, it's all on your shoulders. It's much nicer to be a peon who doesn't have to, I don't know. You know, hi, I'm Rufio and I like coding. Are there any talks you're looking forward to? I like the talks. Are there any talks you're looking? Okay, so what I'm thinking is that we say, or I say, hi, I'm Rufio. I've been in coding for a couple of years and I'm here to learn about some new stuff and hang out with the community and just get to know more people. Are there any talks you're looking forward to? And then if they want to know more about me, then I can say, well, currently I'm working as a property manager. I was working as a software engineer a couple years ago, and it wasn't the right opportunity for me. This doesn't flow. But I would say, next, I'd say, I'm not looking to stay in property management, but it pays the bills for now. I'm hoping that by being here, I can kind of just get my feet wet again and get back into coding and, loving coding. I don't know. Holy shit. I can't even try that polyglot. Whoa. Your favorite conference icebreaker and secret weapon. Dakota, how many conferences have you been to? Do you have any? Now you're using like straight up Old English, I think, or Icelandic. Just food for thought. What was the food for thought? A bunch of cards with conversation starters. Oh. I've been coding on stream with the awesome 100 devs community. This is Frisian. Oh. The most similar language to English, right? That isn't English? Guys, let's do some wrist stretches. Because ow. I'm not even doing anything with my wrist. Before I jumped into tech, I learned, and then you can mention some soft skills. The thing is, before I went into tech, I was a college student. Then I was in tech, then I wasn't in tech, and I haven't been in tech. I don't know. Proto-Indo-Germanic, holy shit. Have you listened to the History of English podcast? I'm sure you have. 7? Ooh. Your tip is to not overthink it and just go in trying to make friends. Easier said than done. Remember that one video of hand exercises Leon recommended? Time to break that video out again. You're right. My teacher, if you don't know 100 Devs, it's a free online software engineering boot camp and agency, and I did it in 2020. And Leon is the teacher, and he said to make sure you take care of your wrists, because if you fuck them up, that sucks for you. And I didn't listen. Guess whose wrists fucked up? Me. It's me. They're mine. Ugh. Dr. Levi. My hip hurts and my wrist hurts and I'm getting old, but I'm not very old. That's why you bought the Kinesis Advantage 360. Yeah, I just got a keyboard, like a normal keyboard. My mouse is good though. It's a ergonomic mouse. It was the first thing I bought with my first paycheck in tech. It was like had no money, and then suddenly I had a huge windfall of money because I wasn't earning that much before, right? And I was like, I can afford a $50 mouse. And then I did. It was a beautiful moment in my life. Split keyboards are also good for ergonomy. How much are they? So if we were to recap, what should I be changing here? You bought the Switch 2 with your hard-earned money. And what games are you playing? You deserved it. You do deserve it. Hi, I'm Rufio. I've been in tech for a couple years. I'm working as a property manager right now, but I'm happy to be here and learning about the new technologies and getting to know people in the community. That's really what I'm here for. Is I want to meet people, you know? I want to see what everyone's up to. I'm a big fan of community. I actually stream. I stream coding sometimes to feel like I was doing good, bro. I stream coding sometimes to the community, and I really like doing that, and I like hanging out with them, but I don't ever meet anyone in person, so this is a little dip into that. Silk Song, and how do you like it? Did you play Hollow Knight? Tears of the Kingdom? Alright, I started playing Tears of the Kingdom on my sister's Switch. Haven't been able to get super into it, I don't know. I'm sure there's a point where it draws you in, but I'm not at the point. Also, the Switch is at her house, not mine. Not too late to start wrist stretches. Is it not? Like, can you reverse the pain? Don't tell Liam, but you tend to forget to do them until you start getting wrist aches, and then you do them religiously until they don't ache, and then you forget, and the cycle repeats. Silk Song is goated. See, I hear that Hollow Knight is like Ori in the Will of the Wisps, and I didn't like Ori. And so I've assumed I wouldn't like Hollow Knight, and therefore I wouldn't like Silk Song. Really engaging, love the exploration. Is it like Ori where it doesn't actually tell you where to go, and you just kind of have to fuck around? Ori is trash? Whoa. I mean, I don't like Ori, but whoa. Whoa, shots fired. I was gonna cut my hair before I came to this conference, and then I didn't. That's okay. It's especially okay if I'm going to be cutting it and dyeing it for a Halloween costume. It doesn't hold your hand, but that's the point of the game. See, I like the hand holding in video games. I think it's nice. It's like, go over here, my love. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I will go over there. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should try and like hammer something out for the elevator speech at all, or just let it be. You know, there's a main objective, but you can explore too. So pretty open world. I I also worry that people will find me to be different in real life, because here I'm the only one really talking. Like, you all are talking, but you're watching a video of me talking, right? In group situations, I get really quiet because I don't want to interrupt people, and I'm just happy to listen to them. And I don't know. I just worry that people be like, wow, Rufio is very different. But it is a different situation. You vote for the natural flow pitch, which was the top one. Let it flow like a river, beautiful consciousness. Pure stream of consciousness. Who knows what's going to come out of my mouth? I've been talking so much. My throat just... Do you ever talk so much, feels like your throat is just kind of getting like swollen? Like swelling up a little bit? I do. It's okay to be quiet. Just engage when needed. Plus, everyone will be having their own issues too, right? I used to do coffee chats a lot a couple years ago on, Cafecito, I think it's called. I don't know if it's still going or not. And I feel like I was really good at that because it's one-on-one talking, but I'm really good at talking with people as if they're my friend, but I'm not good at shifting it in a professional direction, if that makes sense. So I talked to a lot of people like friends. It was good, and then that was just kind of it, I feel like somehow I need to be more professional. You think it's called the spotlight effect, where we think people look at us or care for us more than in reality. True, I think you're right. Play a role, that's what you do. I guess I'll see. I don't know if I feel like I'll need to play a role, I suppose I can do it. I'm not sure if I'll need to. I think generally what I try to do is make people feel like heard and like listen to them. Because I would like the same courtesy to be extended to me, Everyone is important. Everyone deserves to be listened to. Everyone's got a story. Everyone is interesting, When you work meetings, you play the role of a senior dev or a lead or junior if you have to. Maybe play the role of being overly confident. You don't have to shift to professional in the first chat. Connect on LinkedIn towards the end of the chat and follow up after the conference. How do you follow up? Also, another thing. Say you make a ton of connections, how do you maintain good relationships with all of them? Or is it just like your LinkedIn friends you've said hi a couple times and you see their post on your feed? Like, in your duck shoes, I would just want to be someone who wants to learn, like a follower, but ask questions, but also has an opinion on stuff. Wait, what do my duck shoes have to do with that? You need the answer to this as well. You don't know how to follow up at all. Yeah, LinkedIn is awful. True. I think something that I've learned is like if you guys come to my stream and you talk in my chat and I see your names again and again, that's like all of you are doing a good follow-up thing. I know you, I see you, you've talked to me. And if we can apply that same thing online, I guess, I don't know, I guess it's just like be consistent maybe, I don't know. But though I haven't met any of you in real life, I feel like I know you and like I've talked to you, and that counts for something. You don't keep up with everyone, but with what interests you. Assuming that people post. LinkedIn is awful though. Oh my God, I was walking down the street and anecdotal story about how to be a great manager in tech, or just like these bullshit manufactured things that people say. It's just full of shit and it's so ingenuine, but it's like all of LinkedIn now. Should you start going the hiring managers Twitch streams to get hired? If they do stream, that would be interesting. I would be interested to see a hiring manager's Twitch stream. Maybe I have to become one. Maybe that's how this happens. It's hard to keep up. That's why you're always friendly, even to people who only see you once a year, right? So many LinkedIn lunatics. It's the dead internet, right? What is a person? And even if it is a person, how much of it is the person and how much of it is like, I would like to write a story about my experience at work so I can prove something to people. I don't know. Friendly as a role to play, the friendly person. For following up on LinkedIn or Twitter, wherever you're connected, the following Monday, hey, it was great to meet you at CYC. Would love to chat again sometime. Would you be down for a 5 to 10 virtual coffee chat sometime? All right, let's assume you did that. I am totally capable of doing that. I love to do coffee chats, by the way, y'all. You do the coffee chat. What then? After the coffee chat, would you just sometimes do them again? Got your job from someone you met on Twitch while just coding stuff. And yeah, LinkedIn isn't worth the time. Every job you got was always someone you met through professional networking. My first job and only job in software engineering, I also got through someone I met in Twitch. It's my mod Vantaboard, who I think she's still here. But she watched my streams and like went to bat for me, and that's the reason I got my first job. So you're totally right. It's all about the networking. What if they don't respond though? Do you keep pestering them? Good question. What if they don't respond? I would say for that like, say if it was me, yes. I'm a bad example. I'm really bad at responding. Yes. Keep just checking in. Hey, how are you doing? If they don't say anything, just be like, hey, was thinking about you, you know. But if they're really bugged by it, they can block you, you know? Otherwise, maybe they're busy. Maybe they're depressed, you know? Maybe they didn't see it. Leon talked about this in the huddle, by the way. I watched the huddle. Can't remember it. Yeah, I would just say, just send like little like bumps, you know? I was thinking about you lately. Have you seen any good jobs? No. I was thinking about you lately. Are you still working at XYZ company? I was thinking about you lately, Rufio. I found a fucking bird video I think you'd love. Sometimes just message them checking up and seeing how they are, not more than once a month, in your opinion. If no response, you follow up 3 days and 1 week, then 2 weeks, then you assume they don't want to chat. Wow. Wow. Well, that's why you take notes, Tab's forehead. Notes? No. Yeah, I would say it also depends on if you are legitimately friends. For example, with me, with y'all messaging me, if I don't respond for 6 months, it's because I'm fucking shitty at responding to people, and I'm avoiding responsibilities, not because I don't want to talk to you. But like if it's just some rando who I haven't talked to, like say literally someone on LinkedIn who just found me and has never talked to me before and they keep messaging me, that's different, you know? Like if we're friends, if we've talked, I think it's okay to keep following up because you're friends. If it's like I met this person one time and we didn't really have anything in common or talk about anything that meant anything, then I think it doesn't make as much sense to follow up. You have too many bird videos to send, but I'll probably block you if you send them at all. No, I won't block you. I may not respond immediately or quickly, but I won't block you. I would never block you, Lark. Yeah, they're different contexts, so it's understandable. We don't take notes. We ask questions and make flashcards. Exactly. Time to make an Anki deck for networking. Exactly. And I guess that's where it comes from, like the making friends thing, you know? Make friends so that they can be your friend? I don't know. I should have made this Gatorade, but I didn't. I hate water. I can relate to the late response due to life that I like to refer to it as. Yeah, I am so shitty at responding to people, and I think it started in like 2020 when I was depressed, and it has to do with like feeling like a responsibility and pressure to respond, not because people are bad or they're doing anything wrong, but because like by responding I feel like if I don't keep responding, then I'm going to let them down, so then I don't respond, which is letting them down. And then I'm like, oh, damn, I didn't respond. I let them down. And it just, it's not super logical. It doesn't make that much sense. But if you've messaged me and I haven't responded, keep trying, or unless you don't want to. It's not because of any negative feelings from me to you or anything. It's just because can be really shitty that way. Okay, BRB, sending me 2 million per videos. Please do. You like my cup is big? Yeah, it's a hospital cup. My kidneys love water, though. Yeah, fucking kidneys. It makes sense. I'm glad to hear it. Anxiety? Is it anxiety brain? Is that what that is? I don't think I have anxiety. Is that what anxiety is? Send a pigeon. Just hear cooing outside my window. I see a pigeon. I unroll the letter on its foot, and it's like, hope you're doing good, Rufio. You don't let me down, Rufio, by the way. I understand you, so no worries. Thanks, Lark. Used to be the same. You've got a list of individuals that are weighing on you with the guilt of needing to respond. I feel that. I also, an owl like in Harry Potter. I also, so I was just on, hiatus for 2 years. Didn't, say anything or talk to anyone in the community, right? And I would have people, you guys, I've had people email me and be like, hey, you haven't committed anything in a year. I hope I hope you're doing okay. Like, keep it up. You're all right. Like, we're there for you, you know? I just could not believe how nice people were when I was being so shitty and not responding, you know? At least it sounds like your anxiety brain. Like, well, they'll be annoyed now because I didn't reply soon enough. Could I have anxiety? I don't know. People seem to be a lot more giving than I think they should be, at least in regards to me. Thank you, everyone who reaches out, even when I never respond. I don't know why you're so nice. I don't deserve it. Like, avoidance isn't a symptom of anxiety. You would know. I have been avoiding everything for years. And then how do you explain the long absence? Normally what I say is, hey, I'm so sorry I haven't responded for a year. I'm really shitty at responding. And then I'll respond to whatever they said. Do you want us to be mean? I mean, I can be mean if you want me to, but I wouldn't like it. No, I don't know. It must be some sort of self-esteem thing. I wouldn't want people to ignore me, I guess, and I believe in reciprocity. This internet stuff can be a bit much at times. Lol, that's usually why you have times of no response. Yeah, you have to be on all the time, right? Woohoo, avoidance gang partying in Twitch chat. Avoidance gang. Y'all hear this? You hear how many people do this thing? Can't believe it. I thought it was just me being shitty. I'm the sole shitty person on this earth. That's me. Is that narcissism? I don't know. No, I no longer avoid, you refuse. What do you mean? So if someone reaches out to you like, I don't really want to talk, is that what you do? I need to wrap this up soon because the longer I make my streams, the longer it takes me to edit them. You had a therapist tell you once, if you're questioning whether you're a narcissist or not, you are not a narcissist. That's good to hear. I do legitimately worry about it because I don't know. I think I'm pretty full of myself. Is thinking about yourself making you full of yourself? More so you establish boundaries so people know you're not available to talk. And how do you do that? If they don't respect that, then that's their problem, not yours. Yeah, how do you do that? Stupid piece of hair. Look at this. Look at it doing the thing that it's doing. You're not an expert, but you can relate. And I think you think that's part of what you consider your social anxieties. It's interesting. I never really considered myself someone who has social anxiety, but maybe I do. Maybe it's just they're different types and I just didn't know that this was a type of it. You don't think I'm a narcissist. You just think I might, just an idea, not an actual diagnosis, think too much about what seems like narcissism. I have someone in my life who is a narcissist who I try to avoid and can't. And maybe that's why, because I'm really aware of them being narcissistic. You only made the delineation because you also have general anxiety. You're just full of anxiety. Lol. Yay. Yeah, I've had depression. I don't feel like I've had anxiety, but I've had hella depression, you know? If you don't want to talk to people, you answer immediately that you don't want to talk at the moment. What an interesting thing to try. Contact me in a month, thank you. Greetings. This message shall not be delivered until I desire to read it in 1 month's time, thank you. It works. Maybe I have to try it. Alright, kiddos, we're at 3 hours. Let's raid someone. Thank you for your help in helping me with talking through conference stuff. Hopefully it goes alright. I'll talk about it next week on stream. You do it respectfully and don't curse or treat people bad. That seems good. Right. Qualifications for rating someone. They need to have 5 or less viewers and be interesting-ish. The person we rated last time wasn't the best. They just buffered like crazy. It sucked. So if you all know anyone who has less than 5 viewers, let me know. It's been fun. Good luck with finalizing my elevator pitch and CYC. Thank you. Fun and CYC. Thank you. Just go to the conference and have fun. Right. Having fun. I can do that. Anything else that happens professionally is a bonus. Put yourself out there enough and you'll discover opportunities. I've definitely found that to be the case with streaming. It feels weird to not apologize, but it helped you when you thought, am I apologizing to make myself feel better? Oh my god. What? AKA, is it going to make them feel really awkward or is it really worthy of an apology? So most of the time you'll just say, thanks for your patience, since that makes them feel more positive than them feeling like they have to go, no, it's fine, no worries, or make you feel better. Yeah, I definitely do say thanks instead of sorry, but that's really interesting. I definitely think I do apologize to make myself feel better and hopefully try and make them feel better. I don't know. Think about the dog duck. It shall give me the confidence in my travels and come with me, dog duck. You don't have to or apologize to anyone. Get me, it feels weird. Right, does anyone have an idea of who we should raid? Used to apologize a lot back in your day. Don't feel like I've been overly apologetic ever, but I don't know. I don't want to treat people badly. And I feel like I am. You do apologize for the happy little accent you made in Codewars today, though. You shall punish yourself. Don't punish yourself. I already forgot about it. And it was a happy little accident. Totally up to me. Just something you found helpful for you since you used to do it a lot. Gotcha. Hey, Ningo, thanks for the follow. Right, I don't think we're gonna raid that person. Alright, what if we do Keshan's Walks of Life? He says, I just like the way music feels. Ride the wave as we create together. Alright. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was a great stream. I appreciate you being here. And let's go spread some love and positivity to this, to Keshan. Alright. Bye.